Hello and welcome to the World Builders Library. I'm Lewis Nichols, your librarian, your guide, your writer, your producer, and your voice actor. We're doing a little exercise today, but first a reminder, world building is an impossible task. Whether it's a writing project or campaign planning, you will occasionally find yourself overwhelmed. Take a deep breath and get out the war axe, chop off a manageable task, and conquer it. Next on my chore list is writing this script. Hindsight will tell you I accomplished that one and the outline before it. I also ate breakfast. Score. Oh, and I did laundry. Life is full of victories. I'm really looking forward to this script because next up is some housework. Blech. Again, in hindsight, housework bore mixed results. Now what about the script? We're going to do about 1,000 words on a faction, specifically the Armatage, home of the Golden Moose. It's a temple, a regional feature, a faction, and a commentary on local culture. What's the setting? Thank you for asking. This is for my Heston campaign, but it can be slipped into any border town or city where trade flows. The name? Well, we already spoiled that. Armatage is local Dwarven. Home of the Golden Moose is local Common or Median. Dedication. Sar, god of vigor, daring, long passageways, transitions, and commerce. Sar's Spireman is a moose. Great big moose, you don't want to trifle with him. Hence the statue built on temple grounds. There are only rumored sightings of Odrin roaming the local forests. That's the moose. But one of Sar's Archons has definitely passed through. Archons are less than Spiremen, but you still don't want to fight one. The temple's public-facing domains here are life and commerce. What is the location? Well, this is the town of North Minster. And a map. Side note, this is why world building is an impossible task. As I was outlining this video, I realized that I have a whole other project. I need to update my campaign map and get some notes down on changes and new features. Oh, and someday I have to find or create 2024 updates for species available after 2014, but not 2024, at least not yet. Inspiration. This was inspired by something I came across earlier in the day. The Collegiate Church of Our Lady of Dinant. Dinant. The Collegiate Church of Our Lady of Dinant. I had no idea I was even doing this video. A question about a wizard's college got me started, and then I found this. My local dwarven kingdom loves domes. The surface culture loves using stone for institutional buildings. Churches, military, administrative, that kind of thing. This design is a great fusion between the two, perfect for the time and place. What's my timestamp? Everything you do has a timestamp. This is yet another reason that world building is impossible. What you build today will be different tomorrow. Today, we are talking about the House of the Moose during its years of construction, 1001 to 1010. This is a period of spiritual awakening in the London Vale, after the purple umbra was lifted by the king on the mountain. For decades, the river valley was a no man's land between the Riverlands, primarily the state of Lund, and the London Vale. It has now been annexed by the government of the Vale, the Heston Authority. North Minster is meant to be the population center of this new territory, and now it's a construction zone, with stone and lumber being brought in from the south. Some is being used locally, some sent north to fuel the construction of forts and castles. Meanwhile, quarries are being scouted and opened, along with clear-cutting operations and mining throughout the valley. That leads up to the Do the Stuff interlude. I enjoy making these videos, but it's also something I'd like to make a little money at someday. To do that, I need you. Hit the like button, leave a comment. If I hold your attention to the end, click the link to the next video even if you don't plan on watching the whole thing. If you've ever enjoyed, let's say 3 of my videos, hit subscribe. You might like the rest of them as well. As always, if you do none of these things, I appreciate you being here. Let's try a few NPCs. Gourmand Silvervein. This dwarf has traveled from the kingdoms to become head priest of this new place of worship. Gourmand was essentially neutral when it came to opening up to the surface world. He lived in one of the lower dwarvish cities. The tourism would have been nice, but he was more concerned with maintaining subterranean trade routes with the drow and points farther east. It was a task that became impossible as the demon lord Melanoma took over an alliance of deep dragons, mind flayers, and those drow. After the war, full disclosure with the surface was a foregone conclusion. Gourmand believes the surface dwellers to be a bit primitive, but he's a head priest and has the diplomatic credentials that come with it. Gourmand starts the project at 9th level and is 14th in 2010. His adventures during that time include a lot of social affairs, but also actions against the smuggling guilds of Lund, plus plenty of bug hunts and dungeon crawls in the Valley region. Lord Aaron Lassiter. When the area was annexed, it became necessary to expand the nobility. Dozens of families were given new status. Now, nobility in the area is legitimized by divine right. There are plenty of cases of intervention to protect the safety of said nobles. However, there is even more cases of bad things happening that were not stopped, though the perpetrators were often cursed or disappeared later. No one knows who, if yet, among these new nobles are truly legitimized. The Lassiters are a family of shape-changers. The family has been relatively wealthy for generations, but made this final step on the strength of their estranged player character son. It's complicated. This is totally a case of the rich getting richer. To put it in terms of modern Western economics, it's a low-grade millionaire on their way to becoming a billionaire. As one of the 4 noble families in North Minster, they are heavy investors in this landmark church as it's being constructed. To truly be successful, they have to be big players in those realms the church is directly involved. In story terms, it's fodder for conflict and cooperation. We're getting tight on word count, so let's jump to projects associated with the church. Just as some nobles are investing in the church for influence, the church is pushing into key areas for their own prosperity and survival. The river. Have I named this river yet? That's going to have to happen soon, or I'm going to have to find where I actually did it. Anyhow, it becomes navigable around this stretch, and will become, at some point in the future, a major port. It's been attempted before, but a family of green dragons always stifled the projects. Now, deals have been made, and they will get their proper perks. These docks themselves are a sort of corporation. It follows the rules of the town, paying taxes to the weak local government. It's run by the church, by the rules of SAR. It's owned by the investors, primarily the dragons and the noble houses. Any one of the burgher or noble class can invest, but it's 200 gold pieces per share, and you're probably not going to see a profit for years. When you do, maybe starting in 1005, or maybe never, you're forecasted to see a return of 40 gold annually per share. The temple is also investing in ships, planning to operate up to 10 river barges inside 20 years. They also plan to directly run a smugglers guild. What? Yeah. SAR also leaks into the Twilight and Trickery domains. At lower levels, it's an occasional conflict. At the top, it's a puppet master playing both sides of the game. Frankly, I see this as normal in a D&D world. I'm not the first to say that every king should be running their own thieves guild. In the realm of the Heston Authority, there's not a single guild, but many competing organizations. And remember those green dragons? It's a perfect fit for them. And that, my friends, is 1,000 words. That's my benchmark for a rough draft in world building. I might expand any aspect of this someday, maybe for another video, maybe if the party is going to travel here, maybe as a setting publication. Yeah, that needs to happen someday. Everything is in the works, all at once. Then again, maybe I'll just do it for fun. It has been wonderful hanging out with everybody. I hope you all have an excellent rest of the day. You are all amazing people, and I'm glad you're in this world. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.